You know, how important he is and whatever, and he's like, I'm the toy guru. I don't give a season's greetings, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the news desk here on ThatNewToySmell.com, part of the Pop Culture Network. Now, you know, if you came to ThatNewToySmell.com, if you're watching us here now on ThatNewToySmell.com, make sure you go over and click on the forums button. If you're on YouTube, come on over to our website, join the forums, because if you do, you can see some great, amazing stuff like this. Forum member Gundam Warrior found a post that he linked to on Equestria Daily, and it told the story of someone on the My Little Pony trading post who found a listing on a Chinese auction site that listed new My Little Pony blind bag sets, which include male My Little Ponies. That's right. All you bronies out there are going to be able to find some male My Little Ponies to be your avatars on message boards, to hang from your rear view mirrors, and to sit on your desk at work for people to ridicule you over. But hey, it's a new millennium. Maybe people will be more understanding nowadays. But regardless, I have been told that at least one of the male ponies is indeed Big Mac. And I'm guessing the other one in this picture is McDLT. I'm not exactly sure. But there you go, My Little Pony fans. Make sure you check the aisles at your local Toys R Us and let us know when they hit the shelves. In other news, starting November 4th, you can go to the first 3A Toy Custom Show at the 1AM Gallery in San Francisco. This will be full of customs made using 3A toys as a base, and there are going to be some amazing things there, I've been told. If you happen to make it out to the show, see if maybe you can take a few pictures. Ask first, be polite. And if so, send them to us. And, you know, even if you can't take pictures, drop me an email, dirt@popculturenetwork.com, and let me know what you thought of the show. We also had a new Ask Matty round of questions and answers with the toy guru from Mattel, and we're going to go over some of those questions and answers right now. First up, it says, I was wondering, now after the new DC 52 Static Shock is officially part of the DC Universe, does Mattel have the rights to make this character? And if so, is it being considered for a figure in the DC Universe Classics line? If you do have the rights, would you also be able to make other characters from the Dakotaverse? Now, those of you not familiar with the Dakotaverse, Dakota was the town that Static was set in, and so with the Static Shock cartoon, they called it the Dakotaverse, all those different characters and whatever. It was a little different from the comic, but mostly the same, and now the character has returned as part of the new DC 52. And the answer says, since these characters are accessible to us, if you are a fan of Static, you'll be happy about some news we'll have coming your way in 2012. Now, I don't know if this means that Static will be part of the DC Universe Classics line, or if because the DC Universe Classics line is going away, perhaps they will be doing more character-focused or theme-focused lines that will be, you know, directly to small retailers like the Pop Culture Network store, places where maybe they can get away with doing smaller runs of some of the characters. I don't think they're going to be doing another subscription service, and it doesn't necessarily say that this is going to be part of the, you know, Club Infinite Earths or anything like that necessarily, though it could be. So, if you're a fan of Static, you want to see some of those characters, it looks like there might be something coming. I'm actually kind of guessing there might be a milestone line, maybe with hardware and some of those type characters added in as well. But we'll just have to wait and see. Next question. When Club Infinite Earths was in trouble of not happening, we were all notified and given a chance to push the subscription over the top, a goal that was never actually attained. Why were we never told that Club Ecto 1 wasn't any danger? I would have no problem with the cancellation if the line was ending, but we're being led to believe that it's not. If production runs are based on the number of subscriptions sold, why not just lower the amount of figures produced and allow those of us who did purchase the subscription benefit from the lower locked-in price point and ability to combine shipping? I'm assuming that the number of subscriptions sold for Ghostbusters was underwhelming, that the production run is going to be lowered anyway. The answer, because of the low number of sub sales we had, there was not enough sales to justify the tooling needed for the additional 2 figures. So we had to cut down to the 3 figures tooled plus 1 more that was already in development. So that doesn't really answer why they couldn't have just done a shorter subscription window, why they couldn't have just done a handful of figures in a subscription instead of a full subscription and just spaced them out throughout the year. Doesn't actually answer that part, but there you go. The numbers were just so incredibly low that they just knew from the get-go there was no hope in saving it, unlike the DC Infinite Earths subscription. Question number 3. With a line of real Ghostbusters 6-inch figures off the table, is it possible to include a few of the ghosts from the TV series into the movie line by giving them a movie style to make them fit in more with the others? I know you use 100% tooled figures sparingly, but adding them every once in a while would bring more life to the line since there aren't many villains after Vigo. And the answer is there certainly is a possibility, no plans to announce right now. I would guess, because of the problems with the Ghostbusters line, you're probably not going to see a whole lot more Ghostbusters figures. But coming next Halloween, perhaps they could have another Ghostbusters line hitting Matty Collector, maybe Toys R Us, that would have some extra ghosts, maybe a variant 4-pack set, but I mean, let's face it, most people have picked up the 4 Ghostbusters by now. So maybe you'll get a ghost pack, maybe it'll be an Entertainment Earth Amazon exclusive, something along those lines, but certainly is a possibility, and you should just keep hounding him for more Ghostbusters if that's what you want to see. Question number 4. When will the flight stands return? I need them for some of the new Masters and other lines as well. The answer from Toy Guru, we are looking into returning the flight stands as well as a 2.0 flight stand, perhaps for 2013. So, probably some point during this year, 2012, they will pop up, and then 2013, a newer version of the flight stand, maybe to accommodate some of the bigger figures, some of the heavier figures, perhaps. Finally, question number 5. Considering everything that is currently planned for January, have there been any discussion about moving one of the scheduled subscription releases, such as the Star Sisters, to the much slimmer February lineup? And the answer, this is due to the 30th anniversary series. We wanted to have 2 30th figures to show at San Diego Comic-Con, which meant one needed to come in January, the other in March. If we started the 30th program in February, we would have only had 1 figure to show at San Diego Comic-Con, the February figure. But to help, we are going to move the Star Sisters from January to February to space things out a little bit more. So, they are going to move the Star Sisters. Those of you hoping to get them right off the bat in January, well, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. But if you're willing to wait for February, there you go. Star Sisters are coming. Now, it is a shorter month. Those of you who work on salary, you're going to get paid the same amount for working a couple days less, so it's a little extra cash in your pocket. But for those of you who are not on salary, well then make sure you pimp yourself out hard this fall to raise the extra cash, because February is a shorter month. Make sure you're prepared. If you have to whore yourself out for the Star Sisters, well, that's just the price you're going to have to pay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us on the news desk. Don't forget, we did have a new episode of the Pop Culture Network show. It's not that new toy smell, although it is a show that features us in a funny skit having to do with Halloween and a Halloween toy review of the Twilight Zone toys by Sweenholic. So it's kind of like a new episode of that new toy smell, except it's not that new toy smell. We just made it a Pop Culture Network show. This is what we meant when we said everything about that new toy smell is not going away. You have the news desk here. You still have It Figures that covers some toy discussion and also is answering some fan questions. You've got toy reviews all week long coming from thatnewtoysmell.com, and you got your special Halloween episode. And from what I hear through the grapevine, there's a Christmas one coming as well. So keep that in mind, everybody. Stay tuned to thatnewtoysmell.com, or in fact, just stop by popculturenetwork.com. Keep track of all the toys, comics, video games. Occasionally we talk about professional wrestling and all that other great stuff. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.